Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The campaign is Cold Fire Within. It was written by Christopher Smith-Adair and is available from Chaosium and Drive-Thru RPG. Our game master is Zane Fleming, and this is episode 3. Our recap will be given by Mark Anthony as his character, Owen Dorcha. So, without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Mark?
Thank you, Tom. Oh man, I have been having the strangest time ever since I and my brother landed in the Big Apple. Ever since Brandon upped sticks and disappeared, something has stunk to high heaven, and I've spent half my life in a fishing town. After we all returned from our various research, Marsden's meeting with Oscar Kilgrave concerning the mysterious sigil, Melton searching the Sterling residence for clues concerning Brandon's disappearance, myself and Wyatt looking up old newsprint concerning the League of Forgotten Men, and Daniel checking the local morgue. Melton received a letter from Yvonne Callisham from the Slaughter Institute of Parapsychology in Woodstock. The letter was concerning a missing Graham Tolhurst who'd escaped 2 weeks prior, very similar to another case, Natalia Thimble, who had departed from the Institute grounds back in October. Miss Callisham believes she and the residents experienced ghostly sightings of Native Americans staring in through the windows at those inside. Yvonne has asked of Melton's assistance in getting to the bottom of things concerning the apparitions. As soon as we find out more about the missing Brandon, I'm sure we can be of assistance. However, with our new established knowledge from research, somehow linking the sigil, Brandon Sterling, Ferdinand Argus, and the League of Forgotten Gentlemen, we prepared to venture over to the gathering of the enlightened folk. Even the cabbie wanted to keep his distance from the gathering and needed sweetening up from Wyatt for the return trip. The community weren't afraid to show some muscle. Right from the get-go, as we approached the entrance, there were bouncers and, as we predicted, much more inside. Greeted by a lad named Lewis with wiry red hair, carrying stacks of propagandist literature and white armbands, we were shown the inside and, after signing in with fake names, proceeded to mingle with the scum of the city. We also noted a previous sign-in the journal from Brandon, Ferdinand Argus, and Leopold Fontinelli, including some of their addresses. After biting our tongues through a hateful spiel of drivel given by the one and only, Ross Seabrook met our acquaintance accompanied by a 7-foot-tall ape. After mentioning Oscar Kilgrave, one thing led to another and a scuffle broke out, and we all got kicked out in our arses, as fun as it was while it lasted. They know that we know something, and our suspicions were further confirmed when we spotted a few of the thugs loitering outside of the Bargles. We have not long arrived at Fontinelli residence, and according to the distressed wife, Cordelia, Leopold has disappeared. I hope we can reveal something in our endeavour among the knickknacks and keepsakes of the residence, but the goose flesh that breals my skin may confirm that, as I suspected, something does indeed stink.
Awesome. So for tonight's episode, just to keep you all on that cliffhanger, we're going to start with Damiel, who is over at in the jewelry district in Manhattan.
It's not exactly easy to find.
So yeah, you've been probably looking around since kind of around midday. You've been going around and showing images of the thing from the newspaper to see if any of the jewelers recognize it as work they've done or anything along those lines. Give me a luck roll.
Oh, let's see. Yes. I got a 44 out of 82.
Cool. So that's pretty good. So it doesn't the first few you go to, they're like, oh, it's a video, beautiful piece. Of course we'd be able to throw something together for you, but it doesn't look like they don't recognize it, but they keep trying to sell you on like, oh, we could make this in sterling silver with these beautiful gems we could do for you, and they're trying to. They seem to think you're wanting this piece made,
right?
But eventually you come to you almost miss it, but there's sort of like it looks a bit of a hole in the wall place. It's down an alleyway, kind of past a few other things, and it looks maybe a little bit more run down. But there's something you just catch it out of the corner of your eye, and it says jewelers. Fine craftsmanship. As it looks a little bit run down, but there's an open sign on the window.
Okay. So I go inside. I look around. Is there somebody sitting behind the counter or somebody working?
So as you enter, there's a bell goes off above the door, right. And you look around, and it's quite dark in here. It's the windows are quite grimy, and give me there's no one immediately that you see within the room. Give me a spot hidden though.
Wow, got another 44. What is my spot hidden? 60. So yes, that's a regular.
Awesome. So pretty much the first thing you notice, I said there's no one in the room, but the first thing you notice about a lot of the jewelry that's on display and so on and so forth, this is not the kind of jewelry that a normal person would wear, like as far as like nice rings or necklaces or anything like that. This looks a lot darker and probably, if you knew anything about it, probably more on the occult side of things. Like this jewelry has a purpose.
Should I do an occult roll?
Yes, if you've got occult, you can.
I got an 09 out of 65. So that is an extreme.
Yes. Yes. So you notice various different things, and jewelry that you've encountered through your discoveries through your books. There's certain rings that have got markings on them that you recognize the markings as things that ward off certain things or believed to ward off certain items, that kind of thing. The big thing you notice is over in the corner, made to look like a display for rings, is a hand of glory.
An actual hand of glory.
Yeah, well, you've got a 9. That's a very good roll.
Right.
So,
yeah. So a severed human hand with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's up in the corner behind the counter, made to look like as I said, it's just got rings on it to look like a display. As you notice this, you do hear a cough, and from a back room, an older man, probably you'd say in kind of late 80s, early 90s, sort of creeps in, and he's got liver spots all over his face and kind of dark rings over his eyes and white strangly hair. Sorry, didn't hear the bell. And he sort of
all right.
slowly makes his way over to the counter. I don't get men of the cloth in here very often.
Well, no, I'll be honest with you. First off, I'm not actually looking to purchase anything. I'm actually hoping to locate the manufacturer of a particular piece of jewelry I've run across. And let me show you the drawing. And I show it to him. I was wondering if you would, if you made this, or if you know who did make this.
So you put the page down, and he sort of kind of pulls out from under the counter these jeweler's spectacles and puts them on, and kind of puts and he puts this box down on the counter, and it's full of the pins, like it's like chock-a-block. Take your pick.
What do you know what the significance of this particular design is?
That there, my friend, is the symbol of the Lomar.
Of Lomar, I see.
Yes, there's an old crystal that the high priest used to wear, and it's a replica of that there.
I see.
Yeah.
And I was hoping. So you put these together. Who commissions these?
Well, client confidentiality and all that stuff. You know, got to keep that hush hush. I deal with some pretty dark characters, so you know, don't want to get on anyone's bad side.
Well, I'm not here to judge. It's business, after all, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Perhaps I can help you out a bit. If you could give me the name of the person that commissions these.
Well, a couple of you know, my memory isn't exactly what it used to be, but for the right price, I might be able to let you have a squiz at some of my books.
All right. $20. Wait a second. What age is this?
1935.
35. $5?
No, I like the other one. $5. Oh, I suppose I could accidentally leave my ledger out on the table and go and check something in the back for a moment.
That would be much appreciated.
And he sort of puts down it's a black leather ledger. Give me a spot hidden roll very quickly.
18. That is a hard, but not a.
Okay, so you've kind of seen probably images of this within the church, or like you've heard rumor of it, but this ledger is 100% bound in human skin.
Odd thing to bind in the human skin.
So he puts that down and kind of you know, oh yes, I'll go and get those things you asked for from out the back. He's putting on a big. There's no one else in this room, like,
sure,
at all. But he's putting on a big, like, you know.
I'm not going to entirely keep my attention on the books because he could be going back there to get a butcher knife and attack me with it for all I know. So
sure. So the ledger's in front of you. What would you like to do?
I'm going to quickly look through it and see if I can locate any of the names I already know, or if I can locate any information on this. What was his name? I forget exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the
Ferdinand Argus.
Argus, yeah, and see if I can find if I can. I'm trying to find out where he lives or where he comes from. Or
sure. Give me a library use.
51 out of 60.
Cool. Perfect. So it takes you a little while. Like, you probably don't really want to touch the book that much itself. So, you know, but yeah, it takes you find the page that you're going through, and it takes you a little bit of a while, but you do finally find it's the description of the pens seems to come up, and you go, oh, this fits well, and lo and behold, there is the signature, Ferdinand Argus, and an address in Weehawken, New Jersey.
Is it the same address that we've already gone to?
Oh, this is the first time you've seen, and you knew he was in Weehawken, but this is the first time you've actually seen a physical address.
Okay. 666 Jones Boulevard, Weehawken.
Yeah.
Right. Is there a phone number, maybe?
No phone number.
Okay, no phone number. I'm going to pull out an extra couple of dollars and put them on top of the book, close it, and then I'll just leave.
As you are leaving, you hear a voice from behind you say, "Do be careful dealing with those sorts. They can be tricky."
I'm sorry, what did he say again? I beg your pardon, sir.
Just a precaution. Keep your head, son.
Of course. Thank you. Good afternoon. And I leave.
Cool.
Can I
As
skip
you're
all the way back to the...
as you're leaving the shop, give me a spot hidden.
67 is not a pass.
Okay. So yeah, you
I'll spend 7 luck. Just to pass.
cool. No worries.
This is pulp. I forget this is pulp. All right. So, I just
so
passed.
since that's a regular pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. You all of a sudden notice that as you're kind of coming up past the alleyway, a man walks across the alleyway. He just crosses across from it. And normally you wouldn't think any of it. It's just someone, walking along.
Mhm.
Except for the fact that you realize that you've seen the same man about 4 times today. Same suit, same hat, and you just all of a sudden realize this is the exact. I've seen him. He's either been across the road or he's been. All of a sudden you've seen him in a shop with you, or he's just been around.
I am going to try to lose him. If I'm walking along and there's a shop, I might just go into the shop and just go to the back door and leave. I know that people will probably be like, "Oh, sir, you can't be behind the counter," but I'll be through and out the back door.
So you're gonna like walk calmly to another shop, but once you're in, like go straight.
Well, if I see the guy get out of my eyesight, then he won't know where I've gone. I'll just sort of
okay. Give me
stealth.
Give me a He's gonna do a okay. 1 sec. Yeah.
Well, on stealth, I got 22 out of 20, so I'll spend the 2 luck.
Cool. He did not pass the psychology, so he didn't read that anything was strange about your manner, so you didn't give away anything. So yeah, you managed to kind of walk along. Out of the corner eye, you're kind of keeping an eye on him, and you walk into what looks like a Chinese restaurant. You kind of walk in, head to the back. As you said, they go, "Oh, sir, you cannot go through here." But you just slip straight through, go out the back door. Yeah.
And I might even do it again. I might go into another shop.
Another alleyway.
Yeah. And then I might go into another shop and then go.
Yeah.
And do that a couple of times and then make sure I'm not following the same path back. Take
okay, cool.
my hat off so now that I've
just to make it simple, just give me a luck roll.
All right.
Yeah, just give me a luck roll, just to make it easy.
15.
And I'll give him a.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you obliterate him. Yeah. No, you do that enough times and sort of backtrack on yourself and stuff like that. And
like I say, I'll take this
sure
off
at this point now that
so that now I don't look like an obvious guy in a black hat.
Sure. All right, now let's jump back over to Long Island, where I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, so Milton, you're upstairs in Fontinelli's office. Marsden, Wyatt, and Owen, you guys are downstairs speaking with Cordelia and her sister.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Okay. So Milton, you've just found the journal and the scrap of paper that you found last week. Is there anything else you would like to do in this room?
If assuming that I've spotted everything that kind of screams at me saying this looks interesting, I'm going to take the journals with me, and then go down. So just so they don't miraculously disappear in between me doing what I'm doing, and make my way downstairs to make an offer on the whole lot. In fact, actually, I'll take
so
the,
as you're
I'll also take the other books that I found on the desk as well. So it's not just me kind of singling out, oh, I just want his journals. I want some of his other stuff there as well.
Right, cool. So you got his the ones that were on the desk was the
Paradise
Found,
that kind of thing.
Beasts of Men and Gods, A Journey to the Earth's Interior. As you're leaving as you're going to the door, there's another bookcase by the door. And give me a spot hidden very quickly.
Ooh, okay. 48 is a regular success.
Awesome. So as you're kind of heading to the door, you on that bookcase, you notice that on a couple of the books is the name Fontinelli written on the spine of the book.
Yeah, I remember he had some contributors copies of books that he'd worked on. Yeah. Are these separate
correct.
to the other ones that I've spotted, or are they different ones?
So the ones here, did I give you the names of the ones you'd spotted?
If you did, I can't recall them. I vaguely remember them being like their contributors copies of books that he's written. That was the kind of thing.
Yes, correct. So the ones here, the names are The Gods Within and Without, Wisdom Unbound, and The Quest for the Aryan Eden.
He was doing all right up until the last one.
Slightly
pretentious, but hey.
Yeah. So he's got some books that obviously he's been writing. So otherwise, you head back downstairs. Awesome. So you head downstairs. While he's been away, because that took him a little while to read through all that sort of stuff. Cordelia has been speaking with I think it was who was doing the main speaking. I believe it was Marsden.
Yeah, it was Marsden.
Yeah, so she was kind of speaking with you. What was Wyatt and Owen doing?
Since it's females and I'm burnt up on the face, I have a tendency to avoid, keep my hat low, but I'm watching the workers, watching around, but
perfect.
And now people that know me see whenever there's women around, I tend to just pull away because I'm trying to hide the burns.
Sure. And Owen?
I'll accompany Marsden and Cordelia and just nod and agree with Marsden, like I understand what he's talking about.
Okay. In that case, Marsden, Owen, Marsden, Owen, and Wyatt, you can all give me spot hiddens, but Marsden and Owen, since you're in conversation with it, I'm going to give you guys penalty dice.
$28. It's one shy of a hard. I'll spend the 1 point.
Even with the penalty dice, I pass regularly.
Awesome.
You're muted, Marsden.
Also a normal with the penalty die.
Okay, so 2 regulars and a hard. So Wyatt, because you're kind of, as you said, you specifically said you were kind of focusing elsewhere. You see a car pull up. This is the house is kind of in a cul-de-sac. So you see a car pull up, and a man get out of the car, and he sort of looks around for a bit, and he locks eyes with you, and you see him put his cigarette out, get back in the car, and pull away. Owen and Marsden, you guys see the car, you hear the car start back up and drive away. Wyatt's the only one that actually sees the man get out.
Can I get like a license plate off of that?
Sure. Yep. 100%.
I'll just make a mental note of the plate. Yeah.
Yeah. XLBYN. You know. And it's one of those sort of I know it's not actually work, but it's one of those kind of 1920s gangsters kind of style
Sedan.
cars. Yes, yeah, very much so.
Did he look bulky and white, or like?
Oh yeah. Give me a luck roll. White.
43 out of 85.
Yeah, so you actually recognize this guy as one of the guys from the talk the other night.
Okay.
The
After
Forgotten Men.
after I see the car, I watch to make sure he pulls away, and I'm like, Doc, we had that meeting. I don't know. We need to get to that meeting.
And I, give him the old, you're making something up again, aren't you? Look.
Yeah, but he'll, I kind of throw my eyes at the direction the car pulled out, try not to make it obvious with the ladies, kind of tilt my head a little toward.
Madams, if you'll forgive me, I'll go upstairs and hurry my friend Milton, who can get overwhelmed in the presence of great works of literature.
I kind of like grab my arm,
and as you're kind of yeah,
like so like the arm.
So as you guys are making your way into the as you go into the house, pretty much as you get halfway up the stairs, Milton is at the top of the stairs. He's sort of coming out, and he's probably got quite an excited look on his face, and he's got books in his hands.
So I'm a little bit away from the ladies now, like with Milton, or
yes, you're probably on the landing of the house. Marsden's halfway up the stairs, and then Milton's at the top of the stairs. Yep. Owen, did you go with him, or were you staying outside?
Yeah, I'll just keep with Wyatt to spot Milton and say, "Oh God, he's got that look in his eye again."
Yeah. So Wyatt and Owen, you guys are on the landing of you've just stepped into the house.
Mm-hmm.
I just spotted one of those goons from last night. He just pulled up in a sedan, saw us, and drove away. We got to get out of here.
Seems we beat them to the punch. Anything good, Blake?
Just a bit. Yeah, there's some good stuff up there, and some enlightening stuff. And I'll kind of wave the journal. I was actually just about to go down to the lady of the house and make an offer on buying the whole lot.
Very good. Let's make haste with it. We have unfriendlies.
Now, I want to take a look at the cul-de-sac. If trying to make an educated guess, if I walk not back up the road, but through the property of the other house, do I think I can connect to another block? Like walking through the backyards, maybe a couple blocks, and then get to another street or something.
This is Long Island, so the houses are like a lot of them have got gates. The only reason the gate's open on this one is because she's moving stuff out. So they're all gated and quite big fences around them. Yeah.
How did we get here? I don't remember. Did we take a cab?
I believe you took a cab.
Yeah, I think it would be.
Yeah. So to answer your first question, you could try to kind of get through the other houses, but looking at the fences and the gates and stuff like that, it wouldn't be an easy feat. You'd have to kind of,
right.
It'd be a struggle, but you might be able to achieve it. Mm-hmm. But you guys, you'll come back down and the guys are still loading stuff up into the truck. And Cordelia sees you, Milton, coming out with a bunch of stuff. And she says, "Oh, are you interested in purchasing some of Leopold's things?"
You're indeed just the lady I was looking for. Yes, very much interested, actually. To be honest, rather than have to worry about sorting through everything that's there, I'm happy to make you an offer on the whole lot and get it off your hands in one go.
She is going to do a psychology roll on you. 1 second. Okay. Give me a credit racing roll, Milton.
Ooh, okay. 14 is, well, it's definitely under half. I'll spend the 4 luck and make it a 5th.
Okay. Yeah, so she goes, she sort of looks at what's in your hands. She goes, oh, I've got no interest in it. Take it.
Okay. I presume you would like recompense for the, or at least remuneration for what's left up in the room. There's a lot of books up there.
She's well, if you can send someone to, or you can organize with these gentlemen to drop that off wherever you want. But I've got no use for it, so you can just, yeah. As long as if it upsets Leopold, just much the better.
With what I've got here, and and holding up that journal, I think you can count on it that he would not be a happy man if he found that some of these books had gone for a song. So, in which case, I leave you with the sorrow of your former other half.
Ha! And she sort of gestures to her sisters like, quick, pay these the workers and let's head off to the hotel. And her sister kind of goes off to go to the foreman of the guys who are moving all the furniture and whatnot.
I'll ask them, can I borrow your phone potentially? Because I have a feeling I might need to get another van from the removal company to, especially getting crates to box everything up in. I've moved libraries like this before, and there's a lot of packing material you're going to need.
Give me a luck roll, and it'll have to be a hard.
Oh, okay. Just after I spent some. No, that's not going to be. It's a regular, but it's not a hard.
They have packed up the phone.
Oh, okay.
So they've already they've already packed up the phone and things are like, sorry, boss, but we've already packed it up, but it's okay. Hey, Chuck, and the youngest member, this guy's probably you'd probably say could even be 18. He comes over. He's got like, just wiry muscles, like really wily looking guy, and he goes, yeah, boss. And he has this gentleman over here wants all this stuff from the office upstairs. You got to take it to a different place. So what you got to do is what's the address, Mister?
Bargles in downtown, in Manhattan.
Bargles in downtown. So he said, okay, what you need to do is put all that stuff there in boxes and write on it that it's got a different address. Now you got to pay attention. You take this wrong address, I'll give you a clip around here. And the guy's like, yeah, you got it, boss. You got it, no problem. And the main guy sort of discusses with you a fee to do the diversion, but it's well within your range of being able to pay it off.
I'll offer him 50% more if he doesn't mind me staying behind to help pack and also ride with him in the van back to Bargles to make sure that it gets there in one piece and also help unload the stuff. Also known as
he thinks it's a bit weird. Yeah, he thinks it's a bit weird for a couple of books, but he's like, yeah, sure, I guess. Because there's 2 trucks in the thing, so there's through this whole process though, the 2 sedans pull up into the cul-de-sac and emerge out of each van. It's 4 men, so there's 8 men in total, and one of which is, as Owen so gallantly described, was the giant ape. Gets out of the passenger seat of one of the things, and they all get out of the trucks, so that the sedans, and make their way over to the trucks and to you gentlemen. Well, what have we got here? Looks like you lot are making trouble again. Do you know whose house this is?
Whose house it was, you mean?
He's a funny guy, isn't he? Yeah.
There's
You better
8
watch your tongue,
total
old
people.
man, or I'll rip it out.
There's 8 total men there?
Yes, 8 total men. Cordelia and her sister have left. They kind of did their thing and then left. The workers are kind of they're pretty. This has happened, and they're kind of backing up a bit. They're not too sure about the situation. These are 8 tough-looking units. Like these are not kind of These are heavies for sure. This happens to be the home of one of our members. And you see, we don't like it when people go sniffing around our members. And this isn't the first time you gentlemen have caused trouble for us.
I can assure you there is nothing I would like less than to sniff around your member.
Okay. Hang on, I'm going to have to do a... Okay. Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's incredible.
That was
Line of the
great.
game right there.
Yeah, he pretty much, it's almost like a switch goes off. His face just goes red, and just the anger on his face. And this is the big unit. He's going to take a swing for you, Miles.
Now, that's what I was going to tell you. You know I'm overprotective of the doctor, and if he goes to swing at the doctor, my staff is instantly coming out.
As per my message, also, I said I've got my hand on my hilt of the sword cane. I'm going to be
sword cane
that out.
Yep.
So
Okay,
I'll
so
even
pretty much
I'll
in a simultaneous action. Basically, Jerry's hand goes back. Wyatt's pulled the brace off his wrist and pressed the button. And Milton, you've pulled your sword cane out. Owen, do you do anything?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Were there any like heavy looking leather bound books that Milton was carrying?
No, none of them were like, none of them were like big heavy ones.
Oh, okay, then yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, I'll just rely on my fists then. If he goes to swing, I was gonna rugby tackle him to the ground.
Right. Okay, so you're gonna go for the big guy.
Yeah, if he goes to swing at one of us, I'll try and rugby tackle him. Yeah.
Oh, he's after Marsden's legendary comment, he is swinging. Okay, so Jerry, Dex order. Let's go have a look at Dex. Who's gonna be quickest off the mark? Owen is an 80.
Yeah.
Damiel, you're not here. Marsden's 50. So Marsden will be going almost last, not quite last, but almost last. Milton, and then okay. So first up with a Dex of 80 is Owen. So you see Jerry pull his hand back to take a swing at Marsden, and you said you wanted to tackle him.
Yeah. Good old rugby tackle.
Right.
Just a combat roll, right?
That's going to be a fighting brawl.
Fighting brawl.
And he is obviously going to fight back.
Hard success.
He got a regular success. So damage on your fist then.
D3 plus D4. 1.
Oh, actually,
3 damage.
He has a pulp talent. I just realized that. So he's gonna spend. Oh, that makes no difference because he has to make the hit. So yeah, no, you get it. 3 damage. I'll mark that off on him. So he kind of takes the hit. Doesn't go down. He's sort of just like, it's one of those moments. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
and his face just comes back directly at you. And if he was angry before, yeah. All right. Next to make a move, let me double check this. Is Milton.
Mm-hmm. I'm hoping now, because he's fought back in the round, that I've got a bonus die on him, because
so you're going to go for Jerry, the big guy.
Yeah,
no worries.
My intention is, as I pull the sword cane out, I'm going to hopefully bring it bound in a nice single movement, a swoop, and my intention is to perform a maneuver to basically try and drop his trousers around his ankles by slicing his belt off.
Okay, cool. Give me a sword sword fighting brawl. He can't do anything. As shit, he's already fought back this round.
That would be an 08. So that's under my 5th.
Nice.
Yeah. So pretty much as you described, because it was quite a, as you said, the maneuver and you're wanting to do an action, he's not going to take damage from the action.
I'm planning to give him like a penalty die on his action if he tries to move, because he's basically going to have his trousers wrapped around his ankles.
That's exactly what my thought process as well. So that you slice through his leather belt and his pants sort of drop to his ankles, and so he's what it goes to pick them up. Next action is going to be it's his action now. He's going to have a penalty action, obviously, because he's got his pants by his ankles. But he's going to sort of, with one hand, try and pull his pants up, and with the other, he's going to try and grab. He's probably going to try and grab Owen, because Owen, you kind of went to tackle him, so you're probably the closest. So he's gonna try and kind of grab you. And do some damage. So with a penalty dice, what's his? Okay, right. Whew. Okay, penalty dice. So he needs to. Okay. How'd you do on a? Did you dodge or fight?
Oh, am I allowed to fight back? Yeah. I will. Yeah, I'm gonna fight back, I think.
So. Okay.
No, that's an 89. Absolutely not.
Okay. He got hard and an extreme. So penalty dice, he has to take the hard. He has heavy hitter as his Pulp talent, which means he spends 10 luck to add additional damage dice when dealing melee combat, which he is. So his damage bonus, he is a big boy, so his damage bonus is 1d6, so he adds an additional 1d3 to his normal brawl, which is a 1d3 plus 1d6 plus 1d6 plus 1d3.
Bring it on.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so the first thing he's going to do is his normal attack, which is a 1d3. Okay, and that's a 3, and then a 1. And then this is his damage bonus, is 1d6, which is a 4. And then an additional 1d3 from his heavy hitter, and that is a 3.
That's 10 altogether, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's no major wounds in. There is no major wounds in Pulp, so you don't have to worry about that. You're not bleeding out.
Just knocks a few teeth out.
Hang on, I've got.
It's a flesh wound.
So you're on 12. You're on 12 points, I believe now.
Oh yeah.
Actually, for some reason, I had you marked as 18. Did you lose damage when you did? But you've slept, so that'd give you.
Plus we
I think
Wyatt heals me as well. Yeah, so that combined.
All right, so well, let's just assume. I can't remember. Yeah. So let's say you're on 12 now. So he gives you a big. Like, it's almost what he goes down to pick up his pants, and with the other, he just swings his hand back, and you just kind of get backhanded, and it makes you sprawl to the ground. Like, you kind of, like, spit kind of floats out of your mouth. So that's his action. And then Marsden, believably, you actually have better decks than all 7 other men. They're kind of standing there a bit, kind of dumbfounded about what's going on.
I have a 65.
Oh, okay. In that case, you go next. Wyatt. Yeah. So Wyatt, you're next, then Marsden, and then the men.
So as he knocks Deutsche to the ground, I'm gonna step to his right, bring the staff up around, and try and come right down on the back of his neck with the charge.
Okay. Again, he can't do anything because he's already been attacked and fought back in this.
Oh, fucking 2.
Oh, fucking 2. Okay. So give me the damage of your
Now that's bludgeoning,
your
so
boomstick.
there's no it's a bludgeoning weapon, so there's no double damage, right? Or how does
Just
that
do
work?
max.
Just do max.
Yeah, correct.
So
It's only piercing damage where you'll get the bonus. Yeah.
So if I would have used the whip, I would have gotten. All right. So it's 14 points max, and he needs to save versus stun. And I don't know if he'll have a penalty because it's a max.
Okay, so
it's no extreme. Because
I don't think that's how that works. You get max damage, but I don't think he has to do an extreme.
I don't know. That's what I'm
save
asking.
on the lightning. Yeah, I'm just. You can do max damage, but he's still got to do the save. But it doesn't have to be an extreme. So
Okay.
it's con, right? I think. Yeah.
Con.
Yeah. Okay. And got just. He lit like on it. He landed on his con. So he takes the hit, and he is dazed from the he's taken a few hits now. But yeah, he's still standing. He's a brick of a guy. He's massive. Okay, so
That's why I have the length.
14. You said
14. Yeah, it's 1d6 plus 4 plus 1d4.
okay. So yes, he's still standing. Just but yeah. Okay. Next up was Marsden.
And I am reaching into my battered leather satchel, which is never far away, and removing from it my 22 automatic pistol, and stepping, away from the gorilla and sort of fanning it at his associates and sneering very unpleasantly.
Cool. So are you going to fire or anything, or you want to do an intimidation roll?
The latter, I think. I'll
So yeah, give me.
I'll present it in a threatening fashion.
Sure.
40. Well, I'm not intimidating. I think an 87 on 40 is rather outside of the range of luck.
Now, Zane,
Do you want to spend luck? Yes, White. Sorry, what's up?
Can I say something? After, I didn't want to interrupt Marsden, but I wanted to say something.
So this is the first round. So this is all happening like simultaneously, pretty much. So you can say something as the new round kicks in.
All right.
But now it's the other guy's turn. So the other 7 men, almost all simultaneously, pull out revolvers from their jackets. Let's see how many of them have the balls to pull the trigger. That's a big no on the first guy. No on the second guy.
Going.
The third guy is going to pull the trigger. The fourth guy is going to pull the trigger. And fifth guy, no. Sixth guy, definitely yes. He got a no too. And the seventh guy, no. So 2 of the guys are going to pull the trigger. So three of the guys are going to pull the trigger. Now let's see how well they do. So hang on. Firearms. The firearms are crap, so you guys are probably going to be fine. Okay. First guy, fail. He misses. Second guy hits, but just a regular. And the third guy misses. Okay. So 3 of the guys fire their revolvers, and 1 of the guys is going to hit. He is going to be aiming. There's 5 of you. Let's do it this way. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Well, there's 4 of us there.
Oh, there's 4 of us. Exactly. So hang on. I'll roll a 1d4. That makes life easy. And I've given you all a number. So, Wyatt, you are getting shot.
Nice. Good.
32 revolver. So that's going to be... the damage on that is going to be a 1d8. Where's my one? There's my 1d8. Sorry about all this, gents. That's going to be a 6. 6 points of damage.
So my body armor absorbed it. That's why I was hoping they shot at me. At least
did I? Hang on. Let me just, because I know we made some slight modifications to quite
Yeah.
how heavy duty you were.
It went down to
No,
6.
your armor is 3 points.
I thought we went from 8 to 6.
At this, so no, your armor is 3 points at the starting stage. I gave you 6 points, and so you've got 3. So you're going to take 3 points of damage from getting shot in the chest.
Oh, okay. I had 6 written down.
Well, that's what you originally had, but that was too OP to start you off.
Oh, right. I forgot.
Yeah, we knocked down some of the bits. Okay, awesome. So you get shot. That is the end of round 1, which means we go back to the top, which is Owen.
I wipe the blood from my mouth, turn around, and see 7 of them have pulled out weapons.
Yep.
And I see they've already shot. Yeah, I'm gonna go over and see if I can human bodyguard the big one.
Okay.
Combat brawl roll.
Also, just so you guys are aware, pretty much as the guns started firing, the movers all jumped in their vans and they're pulling the hell out. They're getting the hell out of here.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want anything to do with this.
Their witness is to say that they shot first.
Oh,
that's true.
Yeah, sure, but the company it's like Flint and Sons is written on the side of the truck, so you know where these guys are from. But yeah, they want to get out of here right now. They don't because to be fair, the guys that you're fighting are giving off. They've turned up in sedans. They think these guys are mob. They the workers. They've got that look. Okay, so you're going to go again for Jerry, the big guy.
I am going to see if I can use him as a human shield.
Oh, so you're just kind of grab him to sort of put him
like put him in a chokehold and have his big body block out my little body.
So it's going to be a fighting brawl.
And you can use luck for combat rolls, is that right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, given the fact that I have 99 luck and 7 of them have pulled out weapons, I'm going to spend 22 luck to make that an extreme.
Okay, that's good because he made an extreme, and since you're the aggressor, you win.
Nice.
Otherwise, you were going to get in a bear hug.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you managed to. It's a hard job. Like you kind of go, and his muscles are made of like steel or something, because like trying to get him to maneuver him into the position you want him in, it's exerting you to say the least. But you managed to do it. You've got him in a chokehold, and so you've kind of managed to pull him between you and the 7 other men. This makes them hesitate. They kind of stop for a second because you've put their boss between you and him. Who was next? Milton.
Do I notice which one it was that successfully shot Wyatt?
Sure. Yep.
Good, because he's getting a blade through the throat. So
okay.
All right. Lunge for him and see if I can impale him.
He's gonna fight back. Guess. Yep. Got his. He's gonna try and fire at you because he's already got his gun ready. So, yeah.
That's right.
And that's a big fail. Yeah, like these guys are not good at shooting.
my regular success holds then. Yeah.
Perfect. So, yeah, roll damage for me on your stabby stick.
6.
6. With HP. So, he kind of you specifically said you were going for the throat.
Mm-hmm.
So quite high. Yeah. So you don't quite get direct throat. You get like just on the side, and so he kind of falls back, and he's like, "There's a lot of blood." You don't think you've got the carotid artery, but you've done some. He's backed up. So the actions of Owen putting Big Jerry between him and them, and the fact that you've now like done some significant damage to them. These guys are sort of starting to back up a bit. 2 of them actually grab the guy who's on the ground and they've picked them up, and they're running back to the sedan. So there's only 4 of them and Jerry left, and they're kind of like these guys are really not sure what to do at this point. They've, as I said, they've got they're still there, but they're kind of looking between each other and Jerry to kind of work out what exactly to do. Okay. Now it is Jerry's turn, I believe. Yeah, Jerry's turn. Okay, so Jerry is gonna put his elbow back and try and get in the ribs there. Oh, Jesus Christ. He got an 11, so he's got an extreme.
Well, you said the aggressor always wins on meets beats, doesn't it? So if there's 2 extremes. Yeah, well, I rolled an extreme as well.
You'd have to get a 1.
Yeah, I rolled an extreme, but so he does the damage.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. So, and he's gonna use his heavy hitter, which is his another 10 points of luck. Make sure he has that much luck. He does. Okay, so he's gonna be again doing his he's gonna be doing some damage. So let's start with the 1d3. It's gonna be a 1. It's a good start. A 1d6. Another 1. It's a very good start.
Nice.
And then he does his damage bonus. This is 1d6. 6. And the last is the 1d3, which is a 3. So that was a 1, a 1, a 6, and a 3.
Just thinking, as he got an extreme, wouldn't that just be max damage?
Yeah, that's right. It would be max damage.
Oh, that's actually a very good point. So yeah, that's 3, 6, 6, 3.
6, 6, 3. 3, 6, 6, 3. So that is 18.
And
right?
you had 12?
Yeah, I'm unconscious.
Do you have 30 luck? Do you have 30 luck?
Absolutely, yeah.
It is gone.
No.
You now have no luck, but because you're well past. Because hang on, how many hit points do you have left? You had 12.
Yeah, and he
after that first hit,
he took 18, so minus 6.
Yeah, so you're. How does it work in Pulp? Our expert.
That's what I'm just looking up.
I think you need minimum 30 luck to avoid death.
Which you've got.
It's more you being unconscious more than dying.
Oh, okay.
Because I think you only
That's what
if you take all your hit points in one go in this version, because there's no main boon version.
Okay, all right.
You'll either be unconscious or dying.
Okay, this is good for us to find out now, so that we know down. Because the thing is, and Two-Headed Serpent, none of us got close to dying.
It's even funnier.
Well, actually, no. We 3 of us had to use our luck at the end, so that's true.
That was because you took a shed load of damage in one hit.
Right.
Yeah.
A culmination of hits. Here we go. A hero is dead when they have been reduced to 0 hit points by a single attack equal to or greater than their maximum hit point total. So this isn't equal to their max.
Mm-hmm. So just unconscious.
So your total was 22. So you've just taken 60. You took
18.
Yeah. So you're knocked out basically. He gets you in the kind of in the center. So you're winded. You've just kind of gone. All you're seeing right now is stars, and you're just like, oh.
It's a bit more than that.
Oh, okay.
The next line is, if a hero takes a single wound equal to or greater than half their maximum hit point total, that also reduces their hit points to 0, then they are dying and automatically fall unconscious.
Okay.
So he's then in the position where a dying hero must make a con roll at the end of the next round and each round thereafter. If any of those con rolls are failed, the character dies immediately. First aid can be used to stabilize a dying character so prevent death. In certain circumstances, such as a monster, you need a first aid roll quick.
Okay.
Okay. So at the end in the next round, you have to make a con check. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So you're knocked out. As said, at this moment, everything the wind gets knocked out of you, and you kind of just sort of everything wanes out, and then everything goes black. For the rest of you, you see the big guy kind of shove his elbow back. Owen kind of makes this guttural "Ugh!" and just drops to the ground motionless. After
Me.
big guy, it was Wyatt. Big Wyatt.
I
Let's
pull
go.
I pull my mask up and I hit the button, and the staff turns to a chain and starts to fall with a barbed end, and I whip it around and swing for his face.
For the big guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe you'll have a bonus.
The exact same roll. Oh, fucking 2.
I was going to say you get a bonus die for being outnumbering him, but it doesn't seem like you need one.
It doesn't matter. Exactly. Yeah.
14
He can't do
points.
anything anyway, so he's preoccupied.
14
Okay,
points,
so,
and he has to roll it with the and is that piercing? Because now it's the barb.
I'll be honest. I didn't even know your thing. I knew it because it's a hook.
A chain whip or a staff, a convertible.
Yeah, but it's a chain. It's not like a. Even when it goes in, it's not sharp.
Okay.
Like it's not going to pierce. Does that make sense?
I pictured it like a scorpion hook at the end.
Oh, so you want to give? Okay, so your thing had a. Okay. Yep. Sure. We'll get. That means you've got max damage, plus piercing. So it means you max damage and then you re-roll.
A whip without.
Which
a
I mean,
barb
he's dead.
wouldn't work.
He's dead. He's dead.
Can I pull it?
So.
Can I pull the punch? Not to.
So you mean okay? So. There is there's a what's the knockout method
It's a maneuver.
thing? Because if you're
I just didn't want to kill. You remember my guy's backstory? He doesn't kill.
well with the max damage on the lightning
Yeah,
thing,
I know.
because he only had like a few hit points left.
Well, I mean, if it happens, it happens. But
Yeah.
There'll be much wailing and atoning tonight in the laboratory.
So would you say Milton?
So if you want to do a knockout blow, the attack has to inflict an amount of damage equal to or greater than half the target's hit points, at which point the target makes a con roll to remain conscious.
Okay, do you want to do that?
yeah, but I didn't
that's
declare it already, so just go with whatever happens.
Sure, yeah.
That's regular Cthulhu, actually. Just comparing the examples. My bad.
Right.
Characters turn.
And then it said you didn't declare that you were knocking him out. You just said,
Yeah,
I'm
if it's
walloping him.
declared, if it's declared, if it does a single point of damage, then it's knocked out.
okay.
It has to be- it
Unfortunately,
has to
you
be
didn't
declared
declare.
as a
So
Right.
it's going to be 14 plus your roll. Yeah, basically, you whip this around his legs. It wraps around the lightning. The shot goes, and all of you guys start to you smell a very distinct burning meat. And this guy sort of like goes rigid, and he looks at you all, and then it's almost like Marsden, you were probably closest to you. You just see the life kind of leave his eyes as he just kind of crumples and lands on top of Owen, because Owen kind of dropped there. The whip came around, and so now he's landed on top of Owen. And yeah, this guy's he's just dead weight now, and he's a heavy boy. This action though, now we get Marsden. What would you like to do at this point? As I said, you've seen the life just leave this guy's eyes in front of you, because he got his hit points. Yeah, no, he's well and truly overkill to say the least on the old lightning rod. So Marsden, what would you like to do?
So I've already got my revolver drawn at somebody who's hasn't already turned to flee.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever's got the meanest or angriest looking face, or the one that looks most like Jerry's little brother.
Sure.
I'm going to shoot at his feet and say, take the body and get out of here before you're all very, very dead.
Okay, that sounds like another intimidation rolls, but I'm going to give you a bonus dice because one of them's been skewered in the throat and the other one's dead. Their biggest guy is dead.
The fact that there's an overwhelming aroma of burnt Jerry in the air
Yeah, correct.
is not good for anybody's. So the first roll is a failure, and the second roll is a 28. So that is, what is my intimidate? Is 40. I will spend 8 to make that sneer count.
Okay. So yeah, the last three guys sort of like they were kind of holding their shit because they had Jerry. They were like, Jerry's pretty tough. He goes down. They're sort of looking at him. They look up at you. You fire at one of their feet and stuff. You stay there, and they all three of them sort of just like, they're not just like, they drop their guns and they scarper. Like they don't even pick up the body. They have no interest whatsoever in even going near Jerry because he's quite close to you guys at this point. So they have made like a tree and left. You see the other three scarper. The other I think the other three technically, because one of them was hurt, they'd already taken one of the sedans. They'd scarp it off. These guys, they do the same. They drop their guns and bolt. So the first thing we're going to do is, Owen, give me a con check.
Yeah. No, that's a 92.
You can.
All right, in that case, you lose all of your luck.
Nice. I'll have to think of a funny way I survive that then.
Yeah. I've already got it.
Excellent.
So
Good stuff.
you were, as I said, you were dying. The charge from
Electric Jerry.
the electric Jerry, and then falling on your chest was like, clear!
Oh, boy.
So yeah, and it kind of works. And you go, dog! You've still got a massive Jerry on top of you, but it gives you a jolt awake. So you now have, I believe it's 4 hit points. Is that right? When someone comes back from it,
I think it's 1d4 hit points.
yeah, 1d4. So give me 1d4. Let's see how many. Let's see
4.
how many hit points our good Owen.
4.
4? Oh, awesome.
Mhm.
So you have 4 hit points back. So you're feeling pretty shit, and you've been woken up with quite a shock, and you've got a heavy dead body lying on top of you.
Now, Zane, the first thing I could think of to do is look at the other houses and look for a vehicle. Any vehicle. I'm going to walk over, pop the fucking hood. I'm a mechanic. I'm an engineer, and I'm going to hotwire the thing, and we're leaving. I'm stealing the car. We just killed people.
Give me a luck roll. Let's see if there's, because I said all the other houses have got gates. So
yeah,
let's see if there's one on the street.
I'll jump the fence and drive it through the gate, dude. You don't live in Long Island without a car. There's no trains going out there at that time.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
17.
Awesome. Yeah. So there's actually a car on the street, and because that was a good roll. It's a car that's big enough to hold all of you. So you, as you say, you run over. You kind of jimmy the window. Get in. Give me kind of pointless, but give me an electrical repair.
37 out of, I don't know, I can't see it. It's 75.
Hang on, I've got your character sheet. I can look it up.
75.
75. Yeah, so 30. It's a hard. So that's a hard pass. So it takes you a few seconds. Engine noise comes on. I'm assuming you all pile in. Marsden and Milton, you're helping Owen.
One thing I want to do before helping Owen to his feet, in true other game fashion, loot the body. I'm looking to see if he's got anything on him like ID, any other things that he might be carrying. If he's got one of those pins, anything that's kind of incriminating or useful.
He has one of the lapel pins that you've seen before. He has a wallet which has the name Jerry Humble written in it, and driver's license, that kind of stuff. Couple of bucks, like maybe $3 in total, and some shrapnel. He also had a 36 revolver, and a thing on. The other guys had 36 revolvers as well, so there's 4 of them there in total if you need them. But other than that, yeah, just that's it. Doesn't seem to have anything else of interest on him.
Got it. In which case, the pin and the wallet are coming with me. Screw the gun. I'll use swords.
Awesome, great.
I'll collect at least a couple of the revolvers. They're useful for experimental use on armor and such. And the books that Milton brought out by hand, did they go into one of the trucks?
Yes, correct. They went into one of the trucks.
All right.
They were told to take them to Bargles. So, yeah, as I said, the guys left in quite a hurry, but hopefully they still, Milton paid them pretty well, so I'm sure they'll drop them off. So I'm assuming then you will jump into the Wyatt's newfound vehicle and make your way back to Manhattan to Bargles.
Not to Boggles. Let's drive it to either Red Hook or Chinatown, ditch the car, and take the train.
Okay, so that is going to take you the majority of the day. So that means Damiel.
Chinatown would be easier, actually.
Damiel, you make your way back to Bargles after your your journey and whatnot.
Right, and I have lunch and.
Yeah. Now you guys probably made plans to meet back here at a similar time as last time, to around 5 o'clock. It's now well past 5. It's probably around about kind of 9:30, and there's still no word whatsoever from your compatriots.
Well, it's this late. I'm very worried. I'll probably have to tell one of the Sams, I'm going to get back to my house, my home, my apartment, and
Sure.
and to contact me or have them contact me if they show up.
Sure.
Now, real quick, sorry. When we get to Chinatown, before we ditch the car, I'm driving, I turn around and I said, by the way, can somebody help me? And my shirt, I got a shoulder, a bullet.
Right, correct. Yeah. So you want to do someone to do first aid. Does someone want to do first aid on Wyatt?
I'm going to look to Marsden and see if he's better than first aid than I am.
Minutiae of living human bodies has never been of enormous interest to me, but I understand how the basic pumping mechanism works and so on.
You sound like you're probably more informed than I am.
Very well.
Yeah, me too.
I do have a couple of useful things in my satchel. Let's see. Yes, I mean, I've got a surgical knife set, a magnifying lens, and some gloves.
Well, now, Zane, with the body armor, did the bullet pierce me or was it impact damage? Like, did it crack a rib or do I have a bullet in me?
No, it wouldn't have been piercing damage because it'll just be like cracked rib, some bruising. Okay. There's no like blood gushing out of you or anything.
Good.
Yeah. But I'm not going to hurt you with a first aid roll.
No, I just didn't. For me, I didn't know.
You can trust me, Wyatt. When have I ever led you astray?
Well, there was that time forget it.
Yeah. Also, that crack about that fellow's member seemed to cause
spot on.
A little bit of a kerfuffle.
You remember when you told me to hold those wires and nothing would happen?
I said nothing terrible would happen. It's all relative.
True.
So I rolled a 35 for my 30 skill. I will gladly spend 5 luck to do a minimum of benefit.
Okay. Which I believe is...
is that 1d4?
With Pulp...
1d4,
yes.
Correct.
3.
Thank you. Exactly.
Oh, that's what you lost. So good.
Yeah, you wrapped it up really good.
Yeah.
It just hurts when I cough.
Don't cough.
Don't cough. Okay, so it's fine. You guys, you do some bang up initially. You were heading to Chinatown, ditching the vehicle, and then would slowly make your way back to Manhattan, and that way. Daniel, so you tell one of the Sams to give you a call if when the others turn up. As you said, there's kind of not much else you can do. So
Right.
how are you gonna get back to your apartment? Are you gonna walk? Are you gonna take a cab?
Probably a cab.
Okay, cool.
You said it's like 9
So
o'clock
as
at night.
you get Sam to order you a cab, and they do, and you they let you know when it's arrived, and you head out. Give me a spot hidden.
Okay. Also, sort of hoping that Owen shows up at home. I got a 3. That's an extreme.
Nice. So almost as soon as you kind of step out to go to the cab, you look to your left, and on the end under a light post is the man in the suit, and he's staring at you now. He's not making he's not making an act of it now. He's very much he's down there under the lamp post, and he's staring directly at you. You got a 3, correct?
Correct.
On your spot hidden. That's a very good roll. So you can under the light, you can see this man has gray eyes.
What does he look like otherwise? Describe him. Old, young.
He's very clean shaven, very gaunt, like high cheekbone type thing. He's got a bowler type hat on. Age wise, it's very hard to tell because he's got almost like porcelain white skin, and it's kind of hard to place. And he's got a 3-piece suit on, and an umbrella, one of the umbrella with the kind of the rings, and he's leaning on that as he stands there, dressed fully in black. And as you step out and go to the cab, he's staring at you. He reaches down to his pocket and pulls out his watch, checks the time, looks back at you, closes it, and walks off.
Before he even gets the chance to walk off, I'm going to hop in the cab and
Sure.
and say, take me to such and such an address, and I think I have somebody following me. Try to lose them. I'll pay for the extra.
The cab driver is quite a young guy, and he goes, "Oh God, this is like one of them spy movies." Okay, sure, you got it, boss. And he floors it, and he's just peeling around the corner, and he thinks he's in a bloody spy film.
If you thought that I might be nervous about your driving, I come from Greece, and this is nothing.
No, he's exactly. So yeah, he well and truly he's cutting corners and doing all kinds of fun stuff, and
I do keep glancing back to see if there's a
your-
car following me, but I don't think he could have gotten to his car
no,
fast
there's
enough. I'm blending in.
There isn't anyone for. It's pretty late at night at this point. You get back to your apartment pretty safely, and you go in and
Owen,
what
Owen,
like
are you
to do?
here? No, Owen.
There's no answer.
Well, I'm going to lock the door, and I'm going to sit up. I'm going to sit up by the phone.
Sure. Cool. So by the time the whole process, it's you guys finally make your way back to Bargles, probably round about kind of 11 o'clock, because you've taken the long way, you're getting all the stuff around and so on and so forth. Owen is pretty banged up. He's not looking too good. Heavy breathing. Definitely, you'd probably say some cracked ribs and whatnot. But you finally get back to Bargles, and Sam's there, and he straight away comes over and helps support Owen. Sir, is everything all right? Can I do anything? Do you want me to call a doctor?
I'll be okay. I'll sleep it off. I'm more concerned about my shirt. This is expensive.
Double whiskey. And now,
Of course, Mr. Chambers.
that my adrenaline is dropped, what's my
Hmm.
sound loss for killing somebody here? Because 3-4 points.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, because now I'm starting to like, the levity is hitting me.
First off, give me a sanity check.
I passed it, but I don't think I still want to take points
All right, so roll me a 1d4.
because it's just went against his, creed.
Yeah, so you're pretty strongly.
2 points.
Cool. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That seems fine. I think the others of you are probably a bit more hardened, and you're not like they attacked you first, so you're probably a bit kind of. They got what they had coming to them.
That's why I was content to drop his trousers, but the minute someone started shooting, all bets are off.
Mhm.
Exactly. Sam's a bit frazzled, and one of them's run off to get White a drink. Head Sam sort of comes up, and he's seen some weird things, and so he kind of copes with stuff a bit better. And he goes, Sam, why don't you take Owen up to one of our spare rooms here? I think it's best he spend the night here. We can keep an eye on him. Mr. Blake, some packages arrived for you today, sir. We signed for them. I hope that's all right.
Perfect. I was kind of worried that they wouldn't turn up for a bit, but no, that's great. Thank you.
We've taken the boxes up to your room, and we have a note here from the driver, and he hands it to you, and it's kind of seems to be written on a scrap piece of paper, and it says, "We don't want any trouble. Please don't call us again."
I'll chuckle at reading that and fold it up and put it in my pocket. What a surprise!
Milton, check on Daniel. He's alone.
Yeah, I need to make some phone calls anyway. I'll give. I presume he's going to be back at his place, or rather your place.
Mr. Dracos left at about. Yes, Mr. Dracos left at about 9:30. He was quite concerned about you. I was just about to call him myself. I told him I would call as you returned. Would you like to do that, sir? Or would you like me to do it?
Well, if you want to do that and let him know that we've arrived back here safe, I need to make another call, so I might as well divide and conquer.
Of course, sir, not a problem. It would, and at that point, the other Sam turns up with your drink, Wyatt. Would you gentlemen like anything before you go to bed? I can get the Sam to cook up some food or some drink for you.
I can't eat.
Mr. Lethbridge, I believe you're muted. Lost for words.
Curious how shocking events can choke one up. A couple of more espressos and a toast, thank you.
Of course, not a problem. Sam will have that up to your room in a jiffy. With nothing else, obviously, if you need anything, just ring your bell and Sam will come and attend to you. So with that, Sam Prime wanders off, goes to the phone, and calls Damiel and says, Mr. Dracos, your friends have arrived back at Bargles.
They have. Is everybody all right?
They seem to be well off enough. Owen seems, Mr. Dorker seems to have taken quite a bad hit to the solar plex, some severe bruising and possibly some broken bones. Sam is seeing to him now. We think it's best he spends the night here.
Could you find one of them and have them get on the phone? Maybe Mr. Lethbridge.
Oh, of course. Mr. Chambers is still in the foyer here. He seems to be
Mr. Chambers
trying to organize some alcohol to take to his room. Mr. Chambers, Mr. Dracos would like to speak with you.
Hello, Wyatt.
It's you, Wyatt.
Yeah, I stagger over because I downed the double. It's bad, man. It's bad.
Do you want me to come down?
I don't want you to go anywhere alone.
Well, there's somebody following me already.
Yeah, remember those? Oh, you didn't see them. The meatheads from the. There's one less of them now. If you get my drift, they attacked us. They shot at us. I've been shot.
Oh my goodness.
I don't want to talk on the phone.
I'll come down. I'm sure I'll be safe.
How long is the trip from your house to here? Say 10 minutes?
Yeah, 10, 15
So-
minutes, not too bad.
As soon as 5 minutes pass, I go to the window and I'm just staring out the window looking for him.
Oh, so
Actually,
you gotta
I
wait
go-
for
No, I go downstairs and wait in the doorway, like inside the door. But
Yeah,
as soon
yeah.
as I see him, I'm gonna meet him on the street. I'm not.
Yeah, well,
letting
you were
him-
already downstairs in the bar area, so you weren't
Oh,
too far to
okay.
go. So yeah, that's fine. So yeah, that's fine, Daniel. You can organize another cab. It is getting pretty late, so it does take a while for it to turn up. But that's fine.
Right.
While that is all going on, Milton, you said you wanted to make a phone call.
Yes, I'm going to try and call Yvonne.
Sure. Again, it is pretty late, so there's a few rings, and then a male voice answers. Yeah, who's this?
My name is Milton. I'm calling for Yvonne Callisham.
Milton. Yeah, it's old Jed. And old Jed was the groundskeeper of the Slaughter Institute.
Oh, well, I haven't heard from you for a while. How you doing?
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm keeping the place running. So you're looking for Yvonne, are you, Milton?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, if she's around.
She's always got time for you, Milton. You know that. I'll go get her. You wait here. And he a few minutes you kind of hear some saunter off and come back. Hello, Milton.
It's me. I thought I'd give you a call rather than
late.
go on. You first.
Yeah, it's good to hear your voice.
Yeah. It's been quite a while, or too long, in fact. I thought I'd just call because it's easier than writing a letter and having to rely on the post. But yeah, I got your letter this morning.
Oh.
Um,
Good. Yes, I'm so sorry to bother you with it. Just it's as I said in the letter, quite concerning.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that. I've got some friends which I think would be willing and able to help out, but well, the old adage about buses, everything comes along at the same time. We are in a bit of bother up here, but it might be advisable for us to get out of town for a few days after something that just happened. So I'm going to try and move heaven and earth to get to you as soon as I can, but it might be a day or two. But we are coming.
Please don't rush yourself. This is, as I said, it's something of concern, but it's not on a time constraint in any way. If you have work that you need to fulfill there first, please don't go out of your way.
I wish it was work. It seems to be something a bit more sinister. But yeah, if there's no kind of pot boiling over, then that will help. But we are on our way. Just we might take a little bit of time getting to you.
That's fine. Just be safe, Milton.
I fully intend to, or hope so. Anyway,
how are the dreams?
Yeah, I still have some from time to time, and some when I'm awake as well. Sometimes when I'm not too sure one way or the other.
We should talk more when you get here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that'll be a good idea.
Right. Well, it's late. Try and get some sleep, and I'll see you soon.
Yes, yeah. I'll see you soon. You take care of yourself.
And so she hangs up. Pretty much as I'm assuming you made the phone call in your room.
Yeah. As after she's hung up, after she's hung up, and I'm kind of holding the receiver, just saying, "Yeah, I love you too," and then put the phone down. After she's hung up.
Sure. Yeah. So, the a cab pulls up, and Damiel gets out and comes inside.
Damiel's also
Even
lost his voice.
rushed out the
You're
door.
not lucid, Damiel.
Where is everybody?
I'm like pale, like you just look hard. I usher you in, telling you the story of what happened as
Right.
we going in.
So, yeah, has everybody gone to bed, or is everybody somewhere? I imagine
George?
Owen went to bed.
Owen went upstairs to bed. Everybody else is in the room that we
All right.
usually eat at.
So I come in. Gentlemen, we are being
I believe
followed.
Milton's gone to bed. Owen's gone to bed.
Well, up in my room anyway.
Right. Marsden's still
Yeah.
in the place where we
And
usually
Marsden's
meet.
gone to his room as well.
All right.
Okay, yeah, he can be if it prefers.
Well, then what I'll do is I'll go up and gently knock on each person's door. Not Owen, because he needs to sleep. But Milton, Marsden, we're being followed, or at least I'm being followed, by a man with gray eyes.
Oh,
Right.
we've heard of that.
I've
More.
tried to lose him a couple of times during the day, and he's managed to find me. Unfortunately, he also knows that I've been here.
That's one of Argus's calling cards, is that he had grey eyes, according to
Yeah. Did
Fontinelli's
he have
journal.
funny facial hair, perhaps?
No facial hair.
That could have been shaved off, or it could be someone else that's also one of these things that's possessed someone.
In any case, I did find out Argus's address.
Oh, you did?
I found the jeweler that was manufacturing the pens, and he very graciously let me look through his books, and I found Argus's signature and his address in Weehawken, of all places.
Long Island one day, New Jersey the next. Why can't anything interesting happen where there's comfortable surroundings?
Thought
Well,
Long
this-
Island was fairly comfortable.
Trucking
Oddly
back and
enough, he
forth
lives
across
on
rivers.
666 Spring Heel Jack Boulevard,
Hmm.
all things. Well, I want to go to Owen's room and see how he's doing, and I'll see you all in the morning.
I imagine he feels like a man who's just avoided certain death.
Yeah.
Oh yes, you got the breakdown of the casualties.
Yes, but Wyatt was telling me everything. I'm glad you're all okay.
Relatively, you might say an extra pair for the evil gorilla who's charred on a front lawn.
Leave him up to God. Let's assess ourselves and realize that we are still the good guys here. So
I think if we had let them bully us and take away Leopold's journal, it would have been rather detrimental to our investigations. So,
Some interesting and some
so you got his journal.
there's some interesting but concerning stuff in there, including the description of this Argus having grey eyes in particular.
Oh. Well, maybe I should just have gone up and talked to him. I mean, why skulk around following me of all people around?
if it is him, then he knows more about what we're up to than I like.
I'm really surprised that he may have followed me from here. So he may have known that we were here already.
It's also the potential it might not be Argus. It might just be a trait of the journal is quite fantastic in what it's describing. That apparently at least the body is Argus, but the soul that's inside is a soul from Lomar from the distant past that's projecting itself forward.
Like possession.
Yes, precisely that. What if this is a telltale trait of anyone that's been possessed, is that they've got grey eyes? It could be another thing from Lomar. We don't know.
wonder if it's possible to drive out whatever is possessing him.
Oh,
If
there's
it
lots
was
of
a-
exorcism rites in various cultures around the world for
We
getting
have
rid
quite
of
a few of them
either,
ourselves, yes.
yeah, so either demons or ghosts or whatever. So there must be a way of driving it out.
Well, let's talk about it in the morning over breakfast. I'm going to go see how Owen is doing.
I have another espresso to drink. Perhaps I'll borrow one of the more lurid of Leopold's texts to read.
I'm going to be doing the same thing. I think I'm going to be hitting the books tonight.
You have another book too, because I'm not getting any sleep anytime soon.
But by the sound of
Are
it,
you
I've got a
meaning,
couple of crates.
Are you meaning the ones? Well, you've got the ones that he wrote himself. There's 3 of those, so you can have one of those each.
Not
So,
the Aryan one.
Who wants Gods Within and Without?
Yeah, on then. I like that one.
Okay. Who wants Wisdom Unbound?
I'll take it if nobody.
Okay, that means Marsden gets the quest for the Aryan Eden.
Oh, I'll take that one if you don't want that. I don't
No,
mind.
I'm curious about obviously demonstrably inaccurate claims of that sort.
Okay. So they're all published. All of them are published by Hetherin Press of Philadelphia. You guys read these through the nights, obviously, through the night. Like many occultists, he has right-wing racist views. The 2 earlier books, so the Gods Within and Without and Wisdom Unbound, are hodgepodge of various pieces of hidden wisdom. Both of these give you 1+ point to your occult skill with no sanity loss. And the quest for the Aryan Eden, hang on, let's... just find the page. A survey of often contradictory theories concerning lost civilizations, including subterranean ones, focuses on the location of the ancestral homeland of the so-called Aryan people and unlocking the power therein, concentrating on the polar regions and referencing various legends of Hyperborea, Thule, and Loma. The book was ordered by Hetherin Press and found in bookstores carrying exoteric. So, sanity loss, 1d6.
More potent than I expected. Only 2.
Okay, so you get 2 Cthulhu Mythos. And yeah, that's what you pick up. You'll the more you study as you go along, you'll pick up more things from this particular book. But yeah, it's the mention of Lomar. There's you gather there's probably going to be a bit more information in that book. And this is also so Gods Within Without was in 1925. He wrote that. Wisdom Unbound was 1928. The Quest for the Aryan Eden came out in 1932.
Excellent timing for a certain sort of philosophical movement.
So you guys, so Milton, Marsden, and White, you guys read those tonight. Daniel, when you go in and check on Owen, Owen's asleep. He's tucked it out. He's just completely. There is a Sam at the door who informs you that he's going to check on Owen through the night, making sure
I'm gonna sit next to him.
Okay, no worries. Yep.
So I'll just sleep in the chair.
So other than that, you guys try and get some sleep.
Any other mechanical things from the other 2 books?
No, just those are just. I said you pick up some occult skills, but nothing. Yeah, they're just, as I said, they're just racist views on hodgepodge various different hidden wisdoms. Yeah, he from what you get, he's not a very good writer from those 2 books. He's yeah. Owen and Wyatt, you guys can gain a hit point from sleeping. Next morning, those of you awaken fairly early there's a knock on your door, and it's Sam, and he said, "So sorry to disturb you, sir, but there is a police officer in the front door, at the front door. He wishes to speak with you." And that's all of you. All of you get that message.
We can talk over breakfast and do it fairly civilized.
Yes, Sam, do you think the fellow could be seen up here? I assume we'd have more privacy in the leaf than we would anywhere else.
Of course, sir. Yes. So Sam organizes for, obviously you will go to your normal breakfast room, eats minor, and Sam informs you that he will bring up the police officer to the room.
We were all at the Anvil last night playing bridge. We have to have a story.
Owen, you're probably pretty banged up at this point.
You were all seen by the mover people.
And the ex-wife.
Mm-hmm. No, I think we go out and just say that this was self-defense.
And why didn't we report it? Because we were in shock because of the strange violence. Perhaps
our friend nearly died as well.
So once you guys are all there, eventually Sam brings a young man, probably kind of 28, 29. He's wearing a suit with a coat over the top. He's got kind of slicked back brown hair, 5 o'clock shadow. Looks like it's pretty early for him. And he goes, "Gentlemen, I got some questions for you."
Morning, officer. Can I offer you a coffee or some French toast?
And he kind of looks at the food and he, I probably shouldn't have on the job at all, but
there's no alcohol in it. It's you're fine.
Well, if you gentlemen don't mind, I mean,
No, it's the least we can do for the trouble of you coming down.
Yeah, much obliged, much obliged. So he takes his seats and piles on some bacon and some of the food, sort of on the plates over, and he said, "So listen, I got some questions for you, gentlemen. We got ourselves a body over in Long Island there, and we did some digging and we understand that you gentlemen were there and had an encounter with some unsavory type characters."
Let's put it rather lightly, officer. 8 armed thugs approached and attempted to intimidate us. It was very distasteful.
Before they pulled guns and started shooting at us.
Well, that explain the. We found a couple of 32s. Were they were theirs?
Quite.
Yeah, all the things that have filed off, so we can't track the ones we got. Well, listen, what happened? Like, as I said, we got to look at all angles. We got a dead body. It looks like the guy's been fried for. They got the weirdest. It's almost like he had like a grill or something strapped to his legs, and the coroner is telling us the guy was electrocuted. I mean, how the hell that happened?
Leaned on his car battery, maybe? When you fell?
What, did you guys move the body?
No. They took off in their cars.
Well, we did have to move the body off of our friend Owen, on whom he collapsed when he had his episode.
Well, then how did he die from a car battery if he was in the front lawn?
Yes,
really unlucky.
I mean, there was also some rather peculiar meteorological effects. Is it possible there was some sort of heat lightning discharge due to the fact that he was heavily armed with heavy metals?
God, you're starting to talk. That ain't my area of expertise. Sorry. But basically, you're saying that these guys put some guns on you, and there was a scuffle of some kind, and then this guy was electrocuted somehow with a meteorite or something, and then fell on a friend of yours?
Yeah, the ape packed into a suit came to intimidate us. There was a show of fists. We tried to alleviate the situation by putting his trousers around his ankles, to hopefully send him away packing in embarrassment. But then they started pulling guns and started shooting. So evidently they hadn't got much of a sense of humor.
Luckily,
Well,
they were.
we got the statement here from Bobby Monroe, works for a moving company, and he said pretty much the same thing. And he's gone through his notebook, and he said you guys were there asking some questions about the fella you lived there and
Purchasing some of the goods over there.
Yeah, buying some goods, and then these guys turned up, and he said one of you guys had a sword. And then he said one of you guys had a. Hang on, this guy must have been. One of you guys was wielding lightning.
I go like that, and now I go into a textbook diatribe on how an electric car battery and a sweaty big dude can cause a power. And I use every big word, like I'm trying to go right over his head, make him feel like, oh yeah, I know that.
And he's like, hang on, and he kind of like looks back and says to Sam, who's at the door. He said, "Hey, could you bring the guy in?" And Sam sort of nods, and then the next minute, the main mover kind of walks in. He's holding his hat, and he goes, "Gents, hey, how you doing?" And he goes, "Hey, so like these guys are saying something about a car battery." The guy and he goes, what? And he goes, that one over there. He had a big like lightning stick or something. And he points directly over at Wyatt. A lightning stick? The hell's he talking about?
It might have been the reflection off this. You never know. That's my cane, by the way, and up and.
Oh, that explains the sword. Thanks. That makes sense. But the and then the Bobby's like that thing, the thing on his wrist. He pulled it out and it started. What the chain? Gives a look. So he's sort of like looking at it and he goes, "This thing. This is a chain. This ain't a stick. Whatever." And he hands it back to you because he can't. He doesn't have the right,
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, look, it sounds like pretty close here. These guys attacked you, but kind of the guys started shooting at these fellas. So whatever happened, it was self-defense. I'm telling you right now, cop. Man, guys, I want to tell you, I wasn't going to say anything, but the lady of the house came back and the body on the front yard. So, like I said in the note, I don't want any trouble. I don't. What note? What's he talking about?"
Yeah, I'll hand over the note of that case. No, I completely agree. There doesn't seem to be any issue here as far as I can see. I mean, it was self-defense. I mean, we did our bad from not having reported it, but we were quite beaten up and quite upset and quite shocked after our friend nearly died.
Sure.
Yeah. We brought him back here.
My last question for you guys is, you know why? Did you guys know these fellas, or was this just like what was going on? Why'd they?
They had a connection with the previous occupant of the house. Mrs. Fontinelli is currently extracting herself from her husband and all connections to him, and it seems like they were
Leopold. That the name?
That's him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were less savoury associates of his, and I don't think they liked what was going on with the whole split, that she was effectively selling everything of his off, then kicking him out of the house.
Yeesh. Yeah.
I think if we weren't there, they were gonna take all of her stuff too. They were probably there to take the whole moving truck.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. Well, look, I I got this all written down and stuff now. But look, thank you for the breakfast. And look, if we have any more questions, we'll be in touch. But yeah, just try and stay out of trouble, okay? Maybe don't fling the knife around, and yeah, just try and stay safe. And you. And he looks over to Bob and he's like, yeah, maybe stay off the sauce, okay? Lightning stick. Come on, let's go.
Personal
And
protection only.
Yeah, he just out of the room, and Bobby kind of nods and kind of goes, "Sorry again, folks," and yeah, I'll see you later. And he leaves as well.
Didn't even have to hypnotize him to convince him that it was all not worth his trouble. Oh well.
Wyatt, your lying is going to get us all into trouble. Why didn't you just tell him you were an inventor and you invented the lightning stick for self-defense?
No.
They can't arrest you for that. It's great self-defense.
So someone from the government turning up next.
Well, you could say that you're trying to get it patented for old people.
I should like to see it confiscated.
Yeah, I didn't want it taken as evidence.
Well, you don't think that they're going to come back now? Police aren't going to drop this.
How are they going to prove I had a lightning stick?
They're maybe not, but they're still going to haul you in, and then they're going to put you on trial and see what they can get to stick.
Well, I suppose it depends on what Jerry's friends in the League feel is appropriate. And I suspect they're the type to go for more direct retributional justice rather than operate through the constabulary.
Oh yeah, there'll be more of them.
Good luck.
However, yes, having felled their chief guerrilla, they might try a more diplomatic approach next time.
Send someone whose knuckles don't drag along the ground.
It's too bad my cousin Lex wasn't here. He'd have made short work of them all. He's big.
Oh.
So, what do we do now, folks?
Weehawken, New Jersey.
Yeah, we've got the address.
Sounds like a plan. Are we just going to walk up to the front door and knock and see what happens, or are we going there with some kind of pretense?
Well, first we're going to have to lose the police because they're probably going to follow us all now.
I doubt it. They sent one guy. But
He seemed rather satisfied. I don't think he wanted to write out the report that involved the lightning stick.
Can I do a recon psychology check? Oh, actually, I suck at that. I forgot it.
On a psychology check on what?
The officer. But my psych, I just.
Oh, he's gone.
No, in thinking about it, did he buy the?
Right.
My psychology is so bad, it's not worth it.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys want to head off to Weehawken?
Sure.
Via like 3 other subway stops and then to the ferry. Maybe to a Chinese restaurant, take on Danielle's.
Sure.
There could be all sorts of thugs there waiting at that address.
It takes you guys a little while to get there then, since you're doing the long way. But eventually you turn up at the address, and
What did they say that in the films? We'll case the joint first?
as you pull up, it's also in the cul-de-sac, and this one it overlooks, like there's a cliff.
Yeah.
So it overlooks a lot. It's kind of right on the peak of this cliff. It's a 2-story house. From the street, you can see a nice. There's some nice hedges and a very nice, well-kept garden. In the back of the house, you can see a greenhouse and what looks like a work shed type thing off to the side. And the front door to the home is open, and there doesn't seem to be anything. Kind of, there's no cars about, anything. There's no people around. You can't seem to,
Are you just saying the door's open?
Yes. Yep. The front
Does it
door
look
is wide open.
abandoned?
No.
So
Like,
greenhouse,
through the door.
greenhouse, outbuilding, driveway with no car. Can we see that there are lights on inside the house?
Well, it's during the day, but if you're looking through the front door, directly in front of the front door, directly past the front door, you see a man at a desk. He looks like quite a young man, wearing spectacles, blonde hair, parted to one side, nice crisp suit, and wide, quite a tall, high starched collar, and he seems to be writing.
I guess it just likes the fresh air.
Like a secretary?
Yeah, that'd probably be a good guess.
I'm going to. I look at all of them, and I get just kind of a sort of haughty, snobbish look on my face when I'm dressed, and I just walk in. I walk up to the desk and I say, "I'm here. I would like to speak with Mr. Argus."
Oh, sorry. And he sort of stands up and dusts himself off. Percy Langhorn, at your service. And he puts his hand out to shake. I do apologize, but Mr. Argus is actually out of town at the moment. But if you were in need of his services, I can jot down. I can make an appointment for you.
Do you know where he is?
No, I do apologize. I can't give out that sort of information.
He's not here. I yell back at the others.
I'll come in at that point.
Cool. So who's actually going to be within sight of Percy? So at the moment, you can see Damiel and you can see Milton. Who else is going to go inside?
Just stay outside and watch the streets.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why not to go inside. So I'll limp inside.
Owen's going inside. Marsden.
I think I'm going to casually stroll around to the greenhouse first.
Okay, sure, no worries. There's three of you. Guys, are you all here to make an appointment with Mr. Argus?
We had something we wanted to discuss with us, but if he's not here, do you know when he'll be returning?
As I said, I can't really give out that sort of information.
All right. Well, would you look at this over here for a moment? And I point over at Milton's hypnotic.
Yeah,
Okay.
So that's a shame that he's not here. I mean, we've travelled a long way to see him, and I'm sure that he would be very appreciative if we got in contact with him. Are you sure that you can't remember or can't inform us of where he is? At which point, I'm going to use hypnosis.
Hypnosis, sure. Give me a roll. Poor Percy.
I'd like to push it if I can.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Give me a push. So what you're really swinging it at this point.
Yeah, I'm not burning that much luck.
Yeah.
Bollocks. No, that's a fail.
So
So I'm just spinning it. I'll probably drop it.
But it's to the point that he said, you do realize I work for a hypnotist and I know exactly what you're trying to do, right?
I'm also doing it very badly. Yeah, I'll put it away at that.
Well, we know he's a hypnotist. That's kind of why we were here.
Who are you? What? Why were you trying to hypnotize? What? I'm going to call the police.
Let's try this a different way, and I'll pull out my wallet at that point.
He sort of stops with his hand, like at the, kind of about to touch the phone, and he goes. He said, "Not here." Now in the room you are, directly behind this desk, is stairs to the upper level, and then there's three doors. One seems to go off. You can see through it into what looks like a study or an office. There's large bookcases adorning the walls, and you can see a desk over on the far wall with a large wingback chair behind it. Directly to your right is what would assume is like a sitting room for a therapist. So like where you'd assume would be where the sessions would be had, and then directly to your left, you can see a dining room. He leads you through into the room with the two sitting chairs where the sessions would be held. So he kind of walks off into that room. This room is you can see the curtains are all pulled and it's quite a dim light and things. Who is following Percy into the room? Milton?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll just wait out in the reception.
Okay, you're gonna wait. Okay.
As they start to go,
Yeah.
as soon as Percy, his eyes aren't in a place where he can see me, I'm just going to reach down where the phone cord is and snap it out of the wall.
Okay, awesome. Yep, that's fine.
And then I'll follow.
And then you'll follow. So, Owen, you're going to be in the front room by yourself. Marsden, you've gone around the back of the house. Wyatt, what have you done?
On the street, like looking, you know.
Okay, so you're still on the street. Okay, cool. And then Damiel and Milton have gone to the sitting room. Okay, so let's jump across first to. So once you go into the room, Damiel and Milton, Percy's going to close the door behind you guys, and he goes. So what exactly are we talking? What do you? That's a lot of money you're waving around there.
Well, first off, and I'll lay out a $10 bill. That's for my poor attempt. I am very rusty at doing such things. And then I'll pull out a second one and lay it alongside it. I presume there's like a coffee table or something that I am.
Yes, there's something. Yeah.
So I'll put another one alongside it. This one's to obviously make a point that we have, or rather not we, your employer has obviously left some loose ends that mean that he is able to be tracked, and then lay a third one out saying that this one is obviously not yourself, so that there are ways that there are plausible deniabilities that would shield yourself from any comeback, shall we say.
All right, so I'm going to leave that there for a second. Quickly going to jump over to Marsden, who is crept around the back of the house. So as you come around the back of the house, you can see a door which leads to what looks like probably a kitchen. And then directly in front of you is a large greenhouse, and then what looks like a work shed for, like all the tools and whatnot and things like that.
The greenhouse is attached to the main house, or it's a separate building?
No, they're separate. Yeah. So there's 3 separate buildings.
And there's not the driveway doesn't go this far back. This is all footpaths.
No, not at all. Yeah. This is probably, if you went another 15 yards back, you'd fall off the cliff. Like this is right at the back of the house, so well away from the street. And
there's a nice skyline in the distance, and it's scenic.
Oh yes, definitely.
The houses are probably pretty far apart.
Yes, correct.
And the greenhouse is let's see, it's May, so it's bright green in there, and there are things blossoming and blooming, and
not green, wet. Yellow.
Wow, that's intriguing. So into the greenhouse I shall go, assuming the door is not barred in some way.
Yep. No, you make your way around to the front of the greenhouse, as you say, and as I said, you walk in and you're straight away hit with the strong floral bouquet, and the entire greenhouse. There's only one type of plant. It's just this bloomed yellow flower with a long stem.
And I do not recognize this variety at all.
Give me botany.
So natural world, I guess, is the...
That'd be the closest thing to a botany, I'd say, yeah.
One time I'm not a botanist.
27 is a normal success.
You have no idea what the hell these flowers are. You've never encountered anything that looks anything at all like this. And the smell is, it's almost intoxicatingly.
Mhm. I
It's
suspect it might quite literally be intoxicating.
possibly. It's
Uh,
a very beautiful smell.
And these are flowers on stalks.
Yes, correct. And it's the entire greenhouse,
Um,
and it's a
Okay.
fairly large greenhouse.
I don't really have any CSI plastic Ziploc bags, given that it's 1935. So I'm going to look for something in there that I can use to snip off a couple of samples and put them in something that won't contaminate the entire inside of my bag and so on.
Okay, so while you're doing that, Owen, what are you doing?
Owen is very sore, and he's looking for a seat to sit down. He'll do a cursory look around the reception, see if there's anything of interest.
There's the main desk where
Mhm.
Percy was sitting, and it looks like he wasn't really working on anything particular. You can see through into the office. I said that there's all the books, and there's 2 armchairs, and then a large desk with the wingback at the back of it.
Those chairs look very comfortable, so I'm going to go in and sit down on one of them.
Okay, as you walk in to the room, you hear and a cat jumps from the top of the bookcase and lands on the ground and scampers under one of the bookcases.
Never been much of a cat person. Go in and sit in the chair anyway.
So one of the armchairs.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
For reference, Owen's got 8 hit points out of 22, so he's aching all over.
Sure. Cool. So yeah, you sit down and looking around as so books on all the walls, large bay window with the wingback chair in front of you, and the desk is probably maybe a foot in front of you. Yeah. On the desk, you can see a large leather book, and it looks like it's kind of it's not been like a well bound one. It's just like looks like it kind of been makeshift, kind of put together, and the on the front of it, it kind of punched in is the marking of the crystal, the tree.
Oh, hello.
Where is Owen?
Owen's in the office.
He's in the front office.
No, so there was the foyer, and then there was an office off to the side. You guys went into the sitting room, and he's walked off into the office.
Okay, so we're in the sitting room. He's in the office.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So Wyatt's out on the street. Marsden is in the back in the green room. In the greenhouse. Milton and you were in the sitting room with Percy, and Owen is sitting in the office.
Yeah, if I seen Melton forking out a load of $10 bills, I'll just go. You probably paid him for the book.
No, you don't see that.
I don't see that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just flick through a couple of the pages then. See if there's anything interesting.
So you reach out and give me a luck roll.
I can't. I have no luck.
Correct. So you reach out. Milton and Damiel, as you're putting the money out, you all of a sudden you all hear a thud coming from the other room.
Oh, I'll stand up and what was
Someone
that?
making bread.
It's at this moment that Percy realizes that there's only 2 of you. He goes, "Oh no!" And he goes and opens the other door, and you all hit with a wave of yellow smoke. And that is where we're going to end tonight's episode.
That's amazing.
Oh.
The fucking smoke bomb went off.
The smoke bomb went off. Our players included Jason Melnichuk, Matthew Sanderson, David Gassaway, Mark Anthony, and myself, with Zane Fleming as the keeper of the secrets. We have a Discord server where you can chat with our other members. You can set up a private game, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. There's a link below. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs involved with the show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 to a month helps us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.